And I'm grateful that we're finally addressing a policy that should have been addressed when HB 233 was passed in July. And I would like to ask the district, why has this not been addressed sooner? Why weren't we made aware, or the board aware, that this policy was passed and is in direct conflict of your Age Out Policy 2050? James happened to mention the merry-go-round, is what I like to call it. He calls it a closed loop. I call it a merry-go-round. And I am glad, Mr. Upham, that you felt that I had no merit to keep me and my daughter Emily on this merry-go-round. I've been doing this since October. I am grateful for the community of Billings once again, for their support, because here we are discussing a policy that I told could not be discussed, and I was not going to be put on a board agenda. There was a lot of numbers shared on Thursday, and I really want to ask, are those numbers so accurate? Because from my point of view, it sounded like that if we give these kids with special needs, the things that they need from this school district, that it will bankrupt the district. I don't feel that's the case. When I was asking for Emily, she is funded. Mr. Hornby said when I asked how would she be considered funded, he said she is funded, would be funded as a regular ed student, not a 1-to-8 ratio like Ms. Covington was talking about in a classroom setting. She is in a regular classroom setting. And when I asked for those funds from HB 233 to be accessed on behalf of Emily Pennington, she's a regular ed student who didn't have a lot of the advantages that most of you on the board and in this district have. So I ask that you do the right thing on behalf not just of Emily, but all those kids with special needs, like James mentioned, who don't have a voice and rely on advocates like us to advocate for them. Thank you.